Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, all. Online students, is my voice is loud and clear? It is clear, right? Others, could you please confirm, everyone? Online students, one more time, could you please confirm, everyone? Is my voice is loud and clear? Okay, it is clear, right? Done. So let's start the session, guys. So in the previous class, we are discussing about the in terms of advanced functions, that is anonymous functions within the Python, like lambda, filter, map, and reduce. Along with that, we have discussed the nested functions and recursive functions. Now, just before starting the today's class, just I want to show you in your Google Drive. So just you can open your Google Drive and please confirm me whether you are able to see the things or not. So here I have uploaded within the Python, in your Python folder, in that core Python. Here you will find the functions. What are the anonymous functions as this class is there? It is uploaded in the core Python folder, within the core Python folder. Okay, just you can open the anonymous functions within the core Python folder. And yesterday, what are the lambda functions, followed by map functions, followed by filter function, followed by reduce function, and along with the nested functions. This is the nested functions, and along with the recursive functions. Everything was uploaded. Okay. And apart from this notes, along with this, I have uploaded the interview questions also. Please check the interview questions. I have uploaded clearly, separately, Python questions, SQL questions, Power BI questions, particularly data cleaning questions. See, data cleaning means they'll not ask in the interview, data cleaning with Python. How you are going to treat the missing values in Python, they'll not ask. Means they are not going to ask what is the code for filling the missing values, like fill NA, drop NA. They'll not ask these questions. They will ask the question, how you are going to treat the missing values, how you are going to treat the outliers, how you will treat if there is a wrong data in your data set. These are the questions which they are going to ask. So this is going to be the generalized questions. They will not be in terms of how you will do that one in the within the Python or within the Power BI or within the Tableau. They will not ask like this. Or in the Excel, how you are going to do in the Excel. They will not ask individually using which tool. So they'll ask overall how you will handle the missing values in the data set. What are the common problems in the raw data? So whenever you receive a data, what is the problem? And the common questions of data analysis interview questions. Okay. So here as a data analyst, what is your role as a data analyst? What is the importance of data analyst? What are the key steps involved in the data analyst? And what are the important skills of that person? Or why we have to consider the normal distribution? And whether define the KPIs. KPIs means key performance indicators, means for any data set like sales data set is there, sales, profit, expenditure. These are going to the key. For example, you are working on the finance. For finance sector, what is the net interest rate margin? What are the interest rate margin is there? Or total amount of business was done. Based on that. For example, if you are going with the HR department, they'll in terms of what is the salaries and in terms of how many weak people are there, how many strong people are there, I mean rating wise. So this is going to be the important parameters. For example, if you become the HR in a company, what general you will check, what is the average salary and how much we are spending for the salaries or something like this. At the same time, the performance, salary and performance, if the according to the salary, if the performance is good means okay, as per the salary is very high, performance is low means then we are going to give the warning, some kind of. So these are the interview questions. So I have uploaded all the different types of interview questions, and which are the most common repeated interview questions also already I have discussed. But always remember, in the interview questions, the sequential order always starts from the first introduce yourself, your basic introduction, and from that, what projects you have done. Could you explain any one of the project in that? Followed by, after explaining, once you explain the steps involved in this project, data cleaning and data analysis, that one, then they'll ask what exactly in the data cleaning you are going to do. And from that, all the questions will be different. Either the person will be interested in data cleaning, or the person will be interested in data analysis part, or the person might be interested in the data visualization part. That is either in the Power BI questions or Seaborn and Matplotlib. Today I'm going to upload one more file also in the same interview folder, data visualization. So three steps are majorly important within the data analytics role. One is data cleaning, data analysis, data visualization. In which case, which plot you are going to use? That is data visualization questions. So here I already have uploaded data cleaning interview questions and along with the data analysis interview questions. And in few minutes, after the class, immediately I'm going to upload for you data visualization questions also. And all the interview questions are uploaded. Tool wise I have uploaded. Concept wise interview questions are uploaded. Concept wise interview questions means data analysis, data cleaning, data visualization, concept wise. Tool wise means Power BI separately, Python separately, SQL separately, statistics separately. Now, coming to the next one in terms of resume. So here I'm going to upload for you the resume also related to resume building, and along with the sample resumes. So just to give me 1 minute, I'm going to upload just because yesterday only this problem was resolved, and again I'm not having the confirmation whether the students are able to see or not. That is the reason yesterday I have not uploaded. Just I'm going to upload now itself. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. So I'm going to upload the resume building PPT along with the sample resumes. What are the sample resumes I'm having with me? I'm uploading the resume building along with the sample resumes. You can go through. Okay. So all these things are uploaded. Just you can go through sample resumes and resume building. Okay. That is, I'm going to upload just after the class. Done. Still anything else? So resume building PPT is there. Just go through the PPT and what are the things you have to highlight within the PPT. You can see clearly. Individually, you can see in terms of in the resume building, what are the headings you have to keep majorly. These should be considered as headings. Headings should be always in the bold letters, big size, bold letters. Internal content can be anything. And you can scroll down and you can see in terms of experience, responsibilities, and all these things. Right? And you can go through once. Done. So the skill set. So this is basically for data scientist role. Basically, this is of data scientist role, whatever we are having. So similarly, I'm going to add for you the data analyst role also. Okay, just a minute. Let me check where I have kept for the data analyst. Just 1 minute. Yeah, online students, just to hold on. Yeah. I'm going to upload you the exactly what are the headings in within that we have discussed in the class, right? On that resume building class. Just let me check the PPT and I'm going to upload for you that one also. Okay. Online students, I'm going to upload that one also just in the few minutes, right? As of now, I'm unable to find that particular location. So I will check that and I will upload, right? Once I have checked that, I will upload everything. Done. Now coming to the next one. So in today's class, majorly we are going to focus on the next concept called as file handling. Okay, file handling along with the exceptional handling in Python. As I've told you once again, these concepts will be used by the Python developers. So exclusively. So now here we are having in the file handling. What is meant by file handling or exceptional handling, miss? So let's enter. Online students, any questions before starting the today's class? Are you having any questions on the previous one? That is lambda functions and filter map and all these things, or any other questions also. First, please, on the basis of the previous one, what are the questions you are having? You can ask. If no questions, we'll continue from here. Guys, any questions? Everyone, could you please confirm? Everyone. All the students, as I have received only from one or two students that no, sir. Others, could you please confirm any other questions? Yeah, Sunil. Uh, so today after the class, the moment we complete the today's class, I'm going to upload for you two things. Pending still two things are there. And after immediately the class, I'm going to upload. One is called as Microsoft questions, Microsoft certification questions. This I'm going to upload. And along with that, within the resume building, particularly of, I already uploaded the resume building of data science and almost similar, exactly to be more precise for your role, data analyst. On that day, resume building class is there now. That resume building, particularly that class, I'm going to add. Okay. So this resume building PPT, what are the PPT I have discussed on that day, or a PPT or notepad in whatever that means I have used on that day for your resume building purpose, I will add. If possible, I'll also add the video of that. On that day, particular video, what are the resume building video is there now? I will take that video and even I will add the video also for you. Okay. And you can go through that and you can write the things. Clearly, you can mention in the resume properly and apply for the companies. Is the point is clear? These two I'm going to do after the class immediately. Okay. More, I mean, after the class means not exactly at 10 o'clock. By most probably you can expect by 1:30 because my classes after this one more batch is there na, and that will be ended at till 12:30. So by 12:30, once I am free, immediately I'm going to identify where is all these things are there in my laptop, exactly the location. And once it is identified, I'm going to upload. By 1 o'clock, you can expect. Is the point is clear now? Now, let's move on to the Sunil. Is your question is clear? Still anyone? Any questions? Others, could you please confirm? Everyone? Since we are almost close to the session, just I'm asking, everything is clear or not? Right, guys? Now, coming back. So here we are going to discuss in today's class called as file handling. What is this file handling means? File handling means you are already having the one file. What is that file means? Some notepad file. Okay, in the notepad or text file. In that something already written. Okay, already written. So you are having some text file with you, and that text file, what are you are having? You are just reading that file. So for example, if I am taking one text file like this, so within my working directory, wherever my working directory is located. So how to check your working directory, guys? How to check your working directory means pwd. Just you can type in the Jupyter notebook itself, pwd. So this is going to be your working directory. So my working directory is D drive, within that data analyst, within that Python. So I'm going to choose this D drive, within the D drive data analyst, within that Python. So this is my working directory. Okay. And now after having like this, okay. Now here you are going to take one file name, that is text. Okay, text document. And in this you are going to write something. For example, today, okay, Python class will be in today's class we will discuss file handling, and this is useful for Python developers. Okay, so because we are not going to use the notepads now, our data will not be in the notepads. Okay, so our data will be again in the structured data. So I'm going to simply click on the save. Two lines are there here, two lines are there. Just I'm going to click on the save, and what are the name is there here? This name I'm going to rename it as, okay, example. Okay, the name I'm going to give as example. So now here I'm going to take in terms of the file name. What are the file name is there? So here I'm going to read the file with open example.txt. With is a keyword. With open is a function because it is having the brackets. I'm going to open the example.txt as R. What is this R means? Read mode. It is going to read the data. In that file, what are the notepad file you are having? Inside that file, what are the things are there? It is going to read them. It is not going to write anything. It will only read. Okay, it can't do any modifications inside that. Only read. So it is called as R. R means read mode. I'm going to read as file and file.read, and I'm going to read the file. See, in today's class, we will discuss file handling, and this is useful for Python developers. The what are the notepad file is there? That one. So first you have to create the text file within your working directory. Now some people are going to use the same thing even here in the Spider. So mostly who are going to use the Python developer role, who are working on the Python developer role, generally what they will do is they will use the Spider or PyCharm or Visual Code. What are the Visual Code you are having? Okay. Now, so here also in the Spider also you can see the same answer. Now only thing is in terms of here point is any sir, now we are going to use see, I'm going to explain this one also. Some people will use the PyCharm. Some people will use Visual Code. Some people are going to use called as PyCharm Visual Code and along with the Spider. Right? Mostly, most of the people go with the Visual Code or PyCharm, rarely Spider. And these are all used by the Python developers. Why? Python developers generally means if you learn a full stack Python or exclusively the Python course, these people are going to use this one because the extension file is .py. This is the extension. .py is the extension. Now, for example, if you are going with the data analyst role, okay, Jupyter Notebook, we are going to use the Jupyter Notebook for data analyst. All the data analysts will go with the Jupyter Notebooks. Why? Because two reasons in this. One reason behind that is Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So here, what are the outputs are there? So any data analyst role, whenever you are working on the task, okay, once you load the data, in that data something you'll identify. For example, missing values you'll identify. That missing values are rectified or not, you are going to write in the next line of code. So if missing values are available, you are going to write the code what? Fill NA or drop NA, something. If missing values are not available, are you going to write that code, miss? No. Now, after writing the code, are you going to scroll up or not in between while doing the work? Are you going to scroll up and down like this or not, miss? Yes, we are going to scroll up. And for example, you have made the plots, multiple plots you have made. First, you have created one plot. Second, you have created one more plot. Third, you have created one more plot. Like that, you have created the multiple plots. After creating the multiple plots, again, you have to move on to the back side, scroll up and down. So when you scroll up and down, so this we are going to do for multiple times during the data analysis or any time. So when you are going to do the scroll up and down, the previous answers, what are the previous answers are there? Na? Those will be available. In others, those will not be available. Okay, like in the visual code or in any things that will not be available. And second, in terms of after scoring up and down with the previous answers or all these things, and particularly in the PyCharm, I'm saying about the PyCharm. I'm not saying about the spider or visual code, PyCharm drawbacks. And particularly, for example, let us assume this is only spider only. Just now I have executed, right? You have seen the answer. Same code I have executed even in the Jupyter notebook. Same code I have executed in the spider. And I have received the answer. Example.txt in the read mode. And I'm going to read the file. The entire file will be read, not line by line. It is entire file at a time. In that entire file, 500 lines of code is there. 500 lines of code, it will show at a time. In single shot, it will show. Okay, this is called as entire file reading. Now it is going to read the entire file like this. Now I have shown you the same thing in the Jupyter notebook, the same thing in the spider. Okay, now I'm going to close the Jupyter notebook. See here, only one line was executed. I'm closing the Jupyter notebook. This Jupyter notebook I'm closing. This one I'm closing, including the kernel also I'm closing. Kernel and this one, everything are closed. This one also closed even. Okay, same, everything are closed. Now after closing everything, okay, now I'm trying to open the Jupyter notebook. Still the previous answers will be available. If you open that same thing in the spider or in anything, the previous answers will be deleted. Okay, so now for example here in the in the Python, see if I click on the file operation, that is file handling. See up to here wherever I have executed till there it is available. Now the same thing if you open in the PyCharm or anything, it will not be available. Now what is the use means, so that we can understand the outputs. Based on the outputs, when you are working in the real time in the IT industry, once you have started a project today, the project cannot be completed in one day. Somewhere it has to stop now. So that's wherever you have stopped, once you recollect all the things. So once the moment you enter into the office, first 10 minutes, what we are going to do? Every time, every day in the class, first 5 minutes or 10 minutes, what I'll say? In the previous class, we have discussed this. Before starting the today's session, let us recap the previous, whatever we have discussed. And from there, we'll move on. I'll say like this, right? Why? What is the reason behind that? Miss, to recollect ourselves where we have stopped. Once we recollect, our brain will connect to that, and from there everything, the workflow will be correct. So that is the reason in the company also, whenever you are working on the project, till yesterday whatever you have worked, or means yesterday means one day before, every person can remember yesterday what we have discussed, everyone will remember. But continuation of for example project you are doing for last 20 days, from first day to 19 days are completed, today is 20th day in the office on the same project. Now what you have done on the previous, just if you recollect, like by seeing the previous answers like this, one by one, okay, till this I have completed, from here I have to continue. So your recollection will help you to work the next step very easily, and that advantage will be in the Jupyter notebook. Then what is the disadvantage of Jupyter notebook means? Disadvantage of Jupyter notebook is you are having this .ipynb file, and which will not be supported in some deployment cases. In some deployment cases, this will not be supported. Then what we are going to do? Deployment will not be done by data analyst now. Software developers are going to do the deployment. Web designing. So for example, you have written the BMI calculator code. Do you remember our first assignment? BMI calculator in the Python, and that code you have written the BMI calculator, and you are having one website called as BMI calculator website. In that backend, that code has to be deployed. For that code in the backend, you are writing the if code or if and else, elif, all these conditions you are writing now. In the website, you are going to write that entire code, whatever you have written in the, for example, here you have written in the Jupyter notebook. Once the code was completed, copy that code into the Spider or anything and save it as py file. No need to open even PyCharm also. Directly open the notepad. Open the notepad. If this is the final answer yours, copy this one. Okay. After copying, just come to your one, take one empty notepad like this. Okay. After completing everything at the end, just take one notepad like this. In the notepad, you write the Python code. What are the final answer of Python code is there? Example, BMI calculator. Open your BMI calculator assignment. In that, what are the Python code you have written? If, elif, like this you have written. That code, entire code, copy into a notepad and click on the simply save. Okay. And how you are going to save this one? Instead of simply clicking on the save, click on the save as. Don't click on the save, click on the save as, because first time na. So save as. This is your final. Okay, program. Assume. Now I'm giving the name called as program. Program, instead of giving the program, only program.py. .py. Now what happens? It will be converted as a py file. Can you see now? This is a different. Now suddenly you got a new one separately. What is the extension? Py. So it is a Python file. Now this is ready for the deployment. Whatever your final answer is there, that final answer will share like this. And that will be deployed in the websites, in the cloud, everywhere. For example, again I'm saying your BMI example only. So just open the BMI calculator. And here you are going to get in terms of some anything, any website, choice is yours. I'm not choosing this one or that one or anything. So here it is asking the user to enter the value. Okay. Input of enter your height in feet. Okay. Now I'm going to enter the height in feet, 5 feet, height 5 feet, 10 inches. Okay. After that, enter your weight in terms of pounds. I'm entering the pounds around 130 pounds. Okay. Not in kgs. It is pounds. Okay. And I'm going to click on the BMI and I'm going to get the BMI as 18.7. Now for this, when I click on the compute, what is the backend code? It is going to apply some formula, na? Some Python code or Java code or something will be there, na? Some program will be there, na? You assume if it is the Python code, you are going to write in what way? By using the if and else. This one is input the data, asking the user to input. This is asking the user to input, and this is asking the user to input. And after inputting the three values, you are going to get the answer. Assume this is the Python code. What are the Python code you have written? Where you are going to write this one? You are going to write in the Jupyter notebook, assume. But Jupyter notebook cannot be used for the deployment purpose in the website, because HTML will not support the IPNB file. It will support only the py files. Then in that case, what we are going to do? Copy that code and simply paste in the notepad and click save it as .py. Completed. Instead of focusing why it is not supporting that one, why it is not supporting this one, and checking all these things, copy that code. It is in the single cell. That code will be, for example, sir, my code is in the different cells. Multiple cells are there also. You can copy and paste now in a single notepad only. Though it is in the 5 different cells are there. 5 different cells you copy into a single notepad and save it as program.py and share it to the deployment team. Completed. Is the point is clear? Now, I'm saying this one, software development team is basically not my work. Okay. Now, nowadays, in terms of cloud is supporting with IPNB files. But earlier, now technology was changed, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, we are getting into the advanced. But I'm discussing with you the earlier, at that time, IPNB files will not be supported for that. That is the reason Python developers generally ignore the IPNB files. And if you enroll for any Python course also, they will not use the Jupyter notebook. They will teach in the class using the PyCharm or by using the visual code majorly. But when you select any data science or data analyst course, not only here, wherever it is, they'll choose the Jupyter notebook. Because in the real life, we are going to use Jupyter notebook for data analyst or data scientist roles. Clear, guys? You can choose whichever you are comfortable. There is no restriction. Right? Now, coming back, so file handling. Now, what is meant by file handling? File handling means reading the file. What are the text file is there? Inside the text file, what are the content is there? Reading that file or replacing that file or writing new things in that file is called as file handling. Okay. So here three things will be there. One is called as read. Second one is called as write. Third one is called as append. Okay. Read means it will read the files. Write means it will overwrite completely. It will give the completely a new one. Append means existing file, it will add something. To the existing file, it will add something. So these are the three things which we are going to cover in the today's class one by one. So let us discuss. First one is how to read the whole file. Can you see this comment? I have given the comment as read the complete whole file. How to read the complete whole file means with the open example.txt. What are the text file is there? Read mode. This is the mode. Here R is there means read, W is there means write, A is there means append. Three things are there. So R, I'm going to read the as file. So this entire text file, I'm going to consider as a normal file. I'm going to give the name as file. File.read. File.read means the entire first text file will be opened and it is going to read the content inside that. For example, here I'm going to take within the example.txt, here I'm writing clearly this is Python course. Contents are completed. Okay, just I'm writing something like this. The moment you write here, you are writing here like this. Now whether it is executed here means no. Just you have to refresh or you have to execute the code one more time. This is already executed code. Executed code one more time you have to execute means you have to re-execute. Then automatically it will be re-executed and you are going to get the output like this. Okay. Now, so here I'm going to take example.txt and I'm going to read the file. File.read. Now, see here you are having like this. Now, next one is read a file line by line. Here what you have done? Complete file you have read. Okay. First one you are going to take same with open example.txt in the read mode as file only. There is no difference. Now, within that, instead of reading the entire file, file.read, you are going to take in terms of for each line, you are going to take the each line. For line in file means one line. Okay. For loop will be applied and it is going to read one by one separately like this. First line, gap, second line, gap, third one. So what is the difference between this one versus this one miss? In terms of this is line by line, this is whole file. And now, for example, if you want to remove the spaces between them, what are the spaces are there? You want to remove means just you can add the strip. By adding the strip function, you can remove the spaces. If you remove the spaces within the strips by using the strip, then there will be no difference between this one versus this one. The entire file versus this one. Line by line, what is the meaning means this line is separate, this line is separate. You want to see as a separate lines. What are the data was shared to you, you want to see as a separate lines. Then in that case, you are going to choose the line by line. Okay. Next one is writing a file. Observe this one very clearly, guys. With open example.txt, same thing. R, instead of R, here I'm writing W as file, common. First line is, in the first line, what is the thing I'm choosing? Here, example.txt or example.txt w. Now here I am going to choose the file. Instead of reading the file.read, instead of reading the file, what I'm going to do is file.write. Okay, I'm not reading the file, I'm writing the file. What I'm writing? Hello world. This is a new line. Hello world. Slash n. What is slash n? In the next line, this is a new line. So two things I'm going to write. See, the moment I execute like this, and if I open my example.txt, see, completely it was replaced. Is the point is clear? Earlier in the example.txt, what is there? Within the example.txt, you are having the, today's class is on file handling. This is useful for Python developers. Something you are having the 3 sentences. Where is those 3 sentences miss? Nothing. Everything was overwritten. Sir, it should not overwrite, sir. The previous one should be available. At the same time, new one also should be available. Miss, then it is called as append. So when you are using the write mode, it is going to overwrite. The completely it is going to overwrite. That is the reason I have written clearly. Writing a file here, overwriting. So you are going to take a file. In that you are going to do the overwriting. And after doing this overwriting like this, now see, without overwriting, I don't want to overwrite. So then in that case, now within the example.txt, what is there, guys? So again, I'm opening within the example.txt. Now, hello world, this is a new line, right? Now, keep this one side. I want the 2 lines as it is. At the same time, third line has to come into picture. What is the third line? Means appended operation taken place. So here with open file name, after that mode. This first line is common for every time. With open, first you have to write the file name. After that you have to write the mode. And what are the file is the shortcut you have to give as. And I'm going to give the file. After file.reader, file.adder. I mean file.writer. Either 2 options will be there. Read or write. So file.read means it will read. File.write means it will write. Now file.write means directly it will overwrite when here W is there. Same file.write will write means will append when here A is there. What is the difference between these two? For example, here I'm going to take same thing, hello world only. Assume. Let us take instead of this one, hello world. Now, what is the difference between these two? Means observe. Here I'm writing instead of A, W. First I'll write the W. W means what? It is going to overwrite. Overwrite means in that again everything will be deleted. It is going to write overwrite. Okay, it is going to overwrite. So now see, within the example only one line will be there, which is called as hello world. Now instead of overwrite, now here W I'm replacing with the A. Same code, only letter W was replaced with A, not even anything minute change also. Now already the file is something is available. For that, what file is available? In that example.txt, hello world is there. For that, it is going to add the one more hello world. Now total how many hello worlds will be there in the example.txt means 2 will be there. Just if you open here, is the point is clear? Existing file was added now. Only one letter have changed. One is W to A. Is the point is clear? No difference. Above code, below code, both are same basically. One is overwriting, one is without overwriting, just appending the text. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? Now, after this one, okay. Now, here, for example, you want to write the multiple lines, not one line. So here you can write the multiple lines by using the file.write, 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 file.write. Like this you can write. This is one way. For example, I'm writing here file.write in the append only. Hello world. At the same time, hello students. Okay, I'm writing like this. Already 2 hello worlds are there. For the 2 hello worlds, additional 2 lines will be added. One more. So this one, if I open now the example, already 2 hello worlds are previously available. Now newly hello world with hello students are added. Now for this, now total how many lines are there in the example.txt means 4 are there. Now after 4, now what I'm going to do, still I'm going to add. Now I'm going to add like this. Okay, I'm appending. Today's class. Okay, now at the same time on Python. This is on Python. Now one more time. Now again you can open your example.txt. It was added. So now today's class you have got side note, sir. It has to be bottom now, because why you have not received in the bottom, because the reason is here you have not used the slash n. Either in the previous one you have to use the slash n so that next line it will go, or in the starting of this one also either you can use the slash n. Any one. Now tell me guys, again I want to freshly overwrite everything. Then what I have to do? So this one. Now this one is going to overwrite again fresh. Now sir, you have executed now. See, executed. Executed also. Why this is not still modified, overwrited? Because you have not closed now. Overwrited. After this, just to now try to open the previous answer you are seeing. You are not seeing the fresh answer. Now you see this one. You have opened the previous answer, sir. It is not getting edited, miss. Magic has to be done now. You have written something on a paper. You have written something, and you told that, sir, I have removed this one. Where you have removed, miss? In the second page you have removed. You are not showing me the second page. In the first page you are showing, and you are saying that one. So the previous answer still you are opening. So close every time the previous answers also, so that the fresh answer you can see every time. With the previous answer you are displaying, and I want to see in that previous answer only my new one, miss, it is not possible. Right? Now, so see here, this one was done. Now, next one is I'm going to append here. In that, I'm going to do the append. Now, while doing the append, for the previous one, did I extend it? Any slash n is there? Now, this is your example.txt. Observe this clearly. Hello world, first hello world, slash n means next line. This is a new line. Up to here completed. Now, if I click on the append this one, today's class will go here, or today's class will go to the next line, means today's class will go to this position. Because here slash n is not there. In the previous one, slash n was not there. So now that is the reason, if I click on this, and if I open my txt file one more time. So see, hello world, you have got side. Now how to overcome this problem is, after writing this one, while starting this one itself, you give the slash n. Either you give here itself the slash n, and then you execute this one. Then automatically you are going to get here. This is one way. What is the second way means, for every line, whenever you are overwriting or whenever you are appending, for every line at the end, you keep the slash n. That is best choice. So that in the future, whatever you are appending, it will be added in the new lines only. Is the point is clear? Any line, how many lines you are executing, how many lines you are writing, for every line last, you keep the slash n. If you stop here also, for example, you are not continuing from here, then in that case, slash n is not required. But you are trying the multiple examples. Multiple times you are trying the multiple examples, means always it is better to keep the slash n at the end, so that a new line will be formed. Right? Now, so here I'm going to have like this, followed by this one. Okay? And for this, I'm appending. Now, 3 lines are executed. Now, what is the answer, guys? Tell me. First, it is going to overwrite hello world. This is a new line. Okay. After that, hello world, hello students. After that, today's class on Python. So total how many lines you are going to get in the example.txt means 6 lines of code will be there. This is not even considered as code. This is just a file, your txt file. So total 6 lines will be like this. Is the points are clear, guys? Everyone? Anyone has any questions? Now, if you write anything for this existing file, if you try to write anything, now the next one will be written from here. Because for the last one, you have not used the /n. So now in this case, already you have written this one, but you have forgot to give the /n for the last one. What we have to do in this case means either you have to restart, or second one is what are the new one you are going to choose now. In the new one, starting only you give the /n. Okay. For example, I'm going to write like this. Next, I'm going to take one more and I'm appending. Within the append, I'm going to take starting only /n because here I have not ended now. At least I have to start here. Okay. Start here /n, and after /n, do in this way. Do in this way. Okay. And this is not required. For example, now if I do like this, now what happens in my existing file? I'm going to get like this, do in this way, the last line. So it is get in the fish line. Otherwise, what happens? Side you are going to get. Now, can you see when you keep your cursor here, can you get the cursor here down? That option is available. So cursor is down means the next one, whatever you are going to enter, that will be placed here. If cursor you are not able to keep the down means side you are going to get. Can you keep the cursor here? Can you move the cursor to here? No. In wherever the position? No. Is the point is clear, guys? Now, next one is you want to write the multiple files at a time. I told you two options. One is like this, 2 lines, how you are going to append. In the same way, first you have to take the multiple lines which you want to append, multiple lines. That is first line, second line, third line. So here how you are going to write within the file dot write first line, file dot write second line, file dot write third line. How you are going to write? Same way. Now this one and this one both are same basically. Instead of writing this one, if you write like this, that is your first line. This is your first line now. First line followed by second line. Okay. Followed by file dot write, and you are going to take in the file dot write third one. Okay. Now, if you execute this one or if you execute this one, answer is same. So instead of writing when you are having the multiple lines, instead of one line or two lines, when you are having the multiple lines, go with the shortcut. What is the shortcut means? What are the lines you have to write? Take all the lines in the first list. Take a list. First line, second line, third line. After taking the list, now with open, append as file and file dot write lines. Instead of only write lines. Write lines means it is going to apply the for loop. Basically, internally it will apply the for loop. First it will take this one within the list, first one, and it will append. Followed by this one, it will append. Followed by this one, it will append. Basically, internally itself, it is going to apply the for loop. Okay, and you are going to get the output like this. So if you open now your example.txt, first line, second line, and third line. Is the point is clear? Like this, you can add the multiple lines in this way. Is that clear, guys? Everyone? If you write like this also, if you write like this also, answer is same. Choice is yours. Now, next one is read the content from the source text file and write to a destination text file. Means you have to read the data from one and you have to save in the another one. Simply copying that one. Copy and paste. Instead of copy and paste, you are going to do this one like this. Okay. Now with open example.txt.read as a source file and you're going to read the file. Read means what? File dot read. File here shortcut you can use file or source file, anything now. File dot read. What is the meaning of file dot read? Means entire data will be read. So the entire file, entire data, whatever it is going to read, the entire data you are going to store where? In the content. In the first example, we have stored in the content and we have printed the content. Now, instead of printing whatever the content is there, we are storing that content. Whatever the content is there, that I'm writing here. File dot write means what? It is going to write. File dot read means what? It is going to read. Here it is going to read. Here it is going to save. Right? Now, W means what? It is going to overwrite. Means what are the existing file is there? It is going to completely overwrite. Now, after overwriting, now can you see here? You are going to get in terms of destination.txt file. Now, destination.txt as this one more notepad file was created. This example file was as this was created as a destination. This I have not created now separately. I have not done Control C, Control V also. Is the point is clear? Now this type, now tell me guys, whether these things will be used in the data analyst role. When you get the structured data in your data analysis, are you going to do this type of things, miss? Now, so here, who are working as a data engineers or who are working as a data developers and Python developers, these people generally use all these things. Particularly, this will be used in the data engineering role. File handling, those people are going to use majorly. Apart from the Python developers, exclusively I'm saying, who are working on the data, who will try to collect the data, those people will work on this type of things, right? And we are not going to use this one. Next, coming to this one, see this, read a text file and count the number of lines, words and characters. Now, basically this one is not required for you. Still I'm explaining because just if I open one more time your Google, what are the syllabus copies there? You know, in the syllabus copy, how much things we have mentioned. Apart from the syllabus, how many things additionally we have discussed and how many projects additionally we have discussed, everything you know, right? Whatever I have committed, everything was completed. Additional to that only we are discussing, right? So now coming to your Python. Okay, in the Python, now opening a file completed. How to open a file? Open the file means with open, that is opening a file. That's it. Open example.txt dot R or W or A, which one the mode you are using as shortcut. Some name you are going to give now. That particular one line of code is considered as opening a file. Reading the data from the file. File dot read. The entire data you are going to read. Writing the data into a file, that is W mode. File dot write. Appending. What is meant by appending means in terms of you are going to append the data. Now next one is line count. So you are going to have the either the data you are going to append single value or multiple values. List dot append also you can add single or you can add multiple. Now the last one is line count. So just I'm going to explain for you this total number of lines and characters and all these things. Only line code is required means you can read only the line. If you want to read with respect to number of words, characters also means you can choose that. Now clearly observe this. Def means what? User defined function. In the user defined function, within that I'm going to write the code. Any user defined function internally, what will be there? Lines of code will be there, or which is also called as program. In the function, some lines of code will be there. Here, what is the lines of code means? Open whatever the file path was given to you. In that, read that one, whether they make you the example.txt or destination.txt, anything. Whatever the txt file was given to you, read that one as file. After reading the file, file dot read lines. Read lines means it is going to read all the lines one by one. It is going to read all the lines. And length of the lines means total number of lines. Now, or simply let me go with, instead of all these things, okay, let me go with a shortcut for you. Okay, first I'm going to with open. Okay, file path I'm going to give directly example.txt only. I'm not going to confuse you. Okay, with open example.txt as file. Okay, up to here everyone is okay now? Now for that, just I'm going to take in terms of read all the lines, and after reading all the lines, I'm asking the line count. What is the line count? And I'm printing the line count. Print line count. Total how many lines are there? 10 lines are there. Just open your example.txt. How many lines? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 lines of code. Is that clear? Let us add the 11th line. 11th line. Click on the save. Okay, after clicking on the save, now I'm just again trying to load the example.txt file, and I'm going to re-execute. So total how many lines? 11 lines. So as per your syllabus copy, I told you that how many this line, what is this meaning is line count. Is the line count is also completed? How many lines are there in a file? As per the syllabus. But additional to this, we are going to discuss in terms of how to calculate in terms of number of words, word count in the file, number of characters in the word in the file. So now how to calculate the number of words. Here you have counted the number of lines. I want with respect to count of the words. How to calculate the count of the words means, first I am going to split the data. That's that whatever in single line is there, na? One single line, I am going to split the data. After splitting the data, now I'm going to apply the length function over that. So for one line, I'm going to get the number of, how many number of we are having. So this one, just observe clearly. This one observe clearly. First, I'm going to take the, for line in lines means this one, each line. In the each line, first line I'm going to consider. For the first line, what I'm going to do means I'm going to split. Is that clear? What is this? Line dot split. What is line dot split? So you are going to split the lines like this. For line in lines, what is lines first? This one. In that lines, you are going to take first line, and first line dot split. When you apply the split, it will be splitted into the words. And that words, what are the splitted? In what way it is, in where it is going to store? In the list. List only, na? The output string dot splitter output is always list only. So here you are going to have the list. For example, if you print like this, I'm printing. Let me print so that you'll understand. See, first line was splitted, second line was splitted, third line was splitted. Now I'm going to calculate the length of this. Length. Now see, first line has how many words? 2. Second line has how many words? 3. 5 words. Next 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, like this. Now I want to do the total of all these things. How to do the total of all these things means, simply I'm going to do the sum of this one. So here I'm going to take the sum. So for that sum, for example, directly if I'm unable to apply the sum, for this it is printing only now. For loop means directly it is printing. So what I'm going to do means, instead of printing, I'm going to append into an empty list. What are the values are there? Each value I'll append into the empty list. After appending into the empty list, you know how to do the sum of the list now? Yesterday only we have discussed in terms of reduce function. Use the reduce and calculate. This is one way. Or you can even apply for this. What is this one is called as then? This is called as in terms of list comprehension or tuple comprehensions. Okay. So now already I have told you the list comprehension. During our regular class of list, I have told you what is list comprehension means. Along with the list, you are adding the for loop. List plus for loop is called as list comprehension. So same thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to calculate the word count, and in the each word I'm going to take the characters count. So I'm going to give the line count, word count, and character count. Three of them I'm trying to print. So now in my given file, what are the file is there? Example.txt. In that total, how many lines are there? Means 11 lines are there. Total number of words are 27. Total number of characters are 145. So the entire file, what are the file you have given here? The file name can be anything. Instead of example, if you have given the destination.txt. In the destination.txt file, how many lines of code is there? Only 10 will be there, because 11th line I have not written here now. Only 10 will be there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lines of code is there. So if you choose the 10 lines of code, and what are the 10 lines of code is there, and that one if you're asking, so number of lines is equal to 10, number of words is equal to 25, characters is equal to 135. Is the points are clear? So line count, along with the line count, you are going to get the word count and characters count. Clear, guys? Everyone? Any questions? Are you having any questions? Right? Line count is clear now. So line count, word count, and along with the characters count. Now coming to the last one in terms of writing and reading a file, where you are going to write a file, and after writing again you are going to read that same file here itself. In a single code you are going to write. For example, I'm going to take with open example.txt. Now what is there inside the example.txt? 11 lines of code is there, something, sorry, not 11 lines of code, text. 11 lines of text is there inside that. It is not Python code, it is a normal general text. 11 lines of text is there. These 11 lines of text I'm going to replace with the hello world with the new line. Okay, and I'm going to replace by writing the W means it is going to write. Now instead of writing W plus, and after that what I'm going to do means the same file. Okay, the same file, I'm moving to the starting. So move the file cursor to the beginning. Okay, now if you don't move the file cursor to the beginning, what happens means your file cursor will be in the last portion. In the last portion, either you can go with the, so for example, let us take like this. One more time. Only W I will show you the difference, to show you the difference clearly. This one. Okay, now with the open example.txt as W as file dot write, and this one. Now tell me what is the answer of this? Only this one. Forget about this. Only this. What is the answer of this? In the example.txt, if I open example.txt, what will be there? Only 2 lines will be there. These are the 2 lines. Okay, now clear now. Now where is your cursor? Cursor here, and can you cursor right now? After this, now I'm going to open. How to open the file? As read mode. I'm going to give as read, and after the read I'm going to read this file. So file dot read, and I'm going to print this one, whatever is inside this file dot read. Now hello world, this is a new line, that is it is going to read. So now you have written here how many? 2 lines, 2 different cells of code. Again you have open, separately you have open, with open 2 times with open. Okay, have you used only one time? Means no, that is separate, this is separate. And here you are going to use the same thing without writing 2 times with open, in the single one only. So if the W plus mode in Python is used to open the path for both reading and writing, means it is a combination of W and R. So in one shot, if you write W plus, you can use read, you can use at the same time W. So write can be write, read also can be written. Now see this one. Okay, now observe this clearly. Now I'm writing a separate cell here. This only this line, I'm copying this line only. Means first I'm going to write this one. After writing, I'm asking to read. See, it is not reading. Why? Because your example.txt now it is in the writing mode or reading mode. Writing mode means only it will support for writing purpose. Writing purpose means overwriting purpose only it will support. It will not even support for appending also. It will not even support for reading also. Now, if the same thing, just I'm modifying this one to plus. Now I am executing. See, but it is not printing whatever is there. No, sir. It is not showing the output. Earlier it has shown the output. Why it is not showing the output here in this case means here you have to move the file dot, what are the file you have selected, then it is going to. Difference is clear now, everyone. Only W, what is the W means it is going to write, and W plus means write plus read at the same time, and it has to be printed means you have to use file dot seek of 0. Is the points are clear? Anyone, any questions? And just I'm going to upload these notes and you can go through the content once. So this is with respect to file handling. Now next, let us move on to the next topic called as exceptional handling. Now before moving on to the exceptional handling, okay, now file handling is clear now? Anyone, online students, please, what are the questions you are having? Please ask what are the questions you are having. Guys, online students, could you please confirm it is clear? First you please confirm if it is clear means type clear. If you are having any questions means type what are the question you are having. Guys, everyone is clear? I'm waiting for your reply, guys. Online students. Yeah, only one student, Sirisha, is responding. Remaining. Krishna is asking a question. I have one question. How we connect the different types of files as one type? Miss, could you please elaborate your question with the what are the different types of files? And what are the question you are asking, Krishna? For example, okay, you are asking something which is manually possible. Forget about the Python code or anything tools. Forget. Can you write at least, for example, in one of the Excel, I'm having the one column. In another Excel sheet, one column is there. How to copy this column into this one means I can that is manually possible means I can show the code for that. Manual only that is not possible means how Python will do. Is the point is clear, Krishna? Right? Now coming to the next one is called as exceptional handling. Now before moving to the exceptional handling, exception means error handling. Exception means error basically. So error handling, exceptional handling means error handling. How we are going to handle the errors? So how we handle the errors means simply rectify the errors. That is called as error handling now. No, here what is the point is, here you are going to get two different types of errors. What are the different types of errors means? One is called as syntax error. Okay, syntax error. Second one is value error or different type error. Like this, we are having the different types of errors. So here majorly we are having the runtime error, compile error, runtime errors. Second one is your compile errors, okay, which is related to syntax errors. Simply to say syntax errors. Two types of errors will be there majorly. What is the difference between these two type of errors means? For example, I am writing here input the data I is equal to input or input of enter the number. Okay, I'm writing like this. Okay, let me write here itself in the Python. Okay, enter the number. You are going to enter some number. After entering the number, j is equal to int of same. Enter the number. This one also enter the number. This one also enter the number. Print. Now I'm going to print the I value. What are the I value is there? I colon that I value. I'm printing the I value. And similarly j value. What are the j value I'm having? I'm printing the j value. Okay. And along with this, I'm also printing the I divided by j. What are the I divided by j values there? I by j. This value, comma, which is I by j. Okay. Now first see here, it is going to throw the syntax error because here I have opened the one bracket, two brackets are open, but closing of one bracket means for input function I have opened and closed. But for int function, I have opened, but I have not closed the int function. So I'm going to close the int function like this. So now what are the error you have received is called as syntax error. Okay. Now I'm entering the number as 2 and I'm entering the number as 3. Now what is the answer I'm going to get means I is 2, j is 3 and I by j is 0.666. Something like this, right? Now here the same. Okay, here any syntax error is there. This is different. This is called as syntax errors, where we are going to modify the syntax. We can't do anything in the syntax errors. We have to modify the syntax errors manually. But here sometimes what happens means I'm entering one more time 5 and this is 10. Okay, I by j value is 5 by 10, which is 0.5. Now the same code I'm executing 5, second value is 0. That is, what is the answer you are going to get means I value as 5, j value as 0, and what is I by j means it is going to throw the error 0 division error, which is not possible. So this is called as runtime errors. Means due to some value, it will give the result like this. This is called as runtime errors. For example, you have given instead of number, you have written the I only Siva. Int of Siva. Int of Siva, starting only you are going to get the error. These are runtime errors. Means while running, you may not give the accurate data. You may give some different data, which is not possible. So these are called as runtime errors while running. Okay, unrelevant data you may give. For example, in the application form, they'll ask to fill your name. Okay, name. So they'll give the application form like this now. Or earlier I have shown you the BMI calculator. BMI calculator. This is the website which I have used earlier. Now, if I am using the same website one more time in the BMI calculator, I'm writing here Siva. Basically, what I have to write there? Number. And if I click on the compute BMI, it is going to throw this one. In the backend, one code was written. What is that code is? If any person has written like this, print this one. This is only exception. Whatever you are seeing now on the top now, exception. So in value error, what type of things it has to print? If the person has entered with a 0, for example, weight is 0. I'm entering here correctly only 5 feet, 10 inches, but weight is 0. And I'm going to click on the compute. Now this time you are going to get value. What are the values there? Now in the backend, they'll write, what is the code they'll write means if we get, that is exceptions. They are called as exceptions. Okay. Whenever you receive an exception as value error, you have to print this one. When you get the zero division error, print this one. They'll write in the backend. If this type of errors, if you receive, you have to do in this case like this. Now, general as a Python, when we are discussing the Python, okay, at that time I told you, so to avoid this one, we have to write clearly, enter the number. Enter the number means the automatically the user will understand he has to enter the number. Still, after seeing the enter the number concept also, still he is trying to enter something like Siva like this means it will be considered as exception. So what are the exception you are going to get? Here different types of errors. So if you are familiar with the different types of errors, that is runtime errors, syntax errors. Syntax errors cannot be done. Syntax errors we have to modify only. But during the runtime, okay, this program you are going to deploy or you are going to share. There the person, for example, as I've told you now, they have given this deployment, and here I have created the Siva, and I clicked on the compute. Automatically exception will be shown. Okay. It is going to highlight in this way. This we consider as exception. And what is this exception? We are going to discuss in the tomorrow's class detailedly. And here we can first, if values are entered correctly, try. If values are not entered correctly, means then you click on the accept. Accept. And what is that exception you are going to select means value error or something will be there. Na? That error you are going to write here. Whenever you get an exception, exception means error. Not only this exception, not only particular value error, not only any error. While running that one, if you get any error, that error it has to how to ignore and how it has to move further. For example, in this case only, if the person has entered the Siva and he has entered in this code, what I will do means this entire thing I'll keep inside the try. Okay, try means he's this first I'll ask the user to enter this one value. What are the values are there? First I'll ask to enter the value. After entering the value, if the values are correct data type, okay, then you have to try. If the values are not in the correct data type, in that case, you have to throw the exception. I will write the code accordingly. How this code will be written and everything we'll discuss in detail tomorrow. So now you understand majorly two different types of errors. What are the two different types of errors? Means one is syntax error that we can't do anything. We have to replace only. Obviously, we have to replace. We have to modify correct syntax. Otherwise, Python will not understand. So for that, obviously, you have to do the modification. Second one is called as runtime errors. During the runtime only, you'll get that errors. Means different persons will try in a different way. Though they see the enter the number also, they'll enter the alphabets. Some people. For those people, when doing in the runtime, that errors has to be rectified and it should not show as the error. Still, the program has to run successfully without showing the any kind of problem. Is in that case, we are going to use the exceptional handling. Okay, majorly exceptional handling is used for the runtime rectifications. So that is with respect to today's class. And just this same whatever we are having, just I'm going to try to upload. So read all these things. This is called as file handling. In today's class, majorly we have focused on the file handling and read the entire whole file. Okay, read completely. So I'm just keeping the notes in a proper order. I'm trying to bring into the neat notes just by adding the bolts and something headings in a proper, and I'm revising one more time the concepts. So first one is read the entire file, read the whole file. How you are going to read the whole file means by using the R. Okay, read the whole file at a time. Read the file by line. If you want to read the file line by line, you are going to use in terms of instead of read, you are going to use the for loop. Okay, read the line like this for line in file. Okay, strip means you can remove. To remove, you are going to use that one. After that, next one is writing. How to write the file. Next one is how to write. How to write means we are going to use the W mode. For writing the file, we are going to use the writing mode. What is the with the writing mode means it is going to overwrite. Now, without overwriting, if you want to see that one means you have to go with the append. Same writing the file without overwriting is called as append. Writing the file. Basically, it is also writing the file. Or simply you can say that appending a new lines. Append new lines in existing file. That is this one. Right? So appending the new lines in the existing one instead of replacing your appending. Right? And these are the different examples, additional examples. So just I'm trying to remove all these things. And if you want to add the multiple lines, how you can add the multiple lines means I have shown you two options. So adding a multiple lines, appending the multiple lines in this, you can do with the two options without overwriting. Okay, here you are having the two options. This is option number 1. Option 1, and this is option number 2. To write the existing on the existing files, if you want to append for appending, this is option number 2. Either you can go with this or you can go with this. Option 1 and option 2. Okay, here also you can add like that. You can add multiple lines. How many lines you want to add? This is option 2, right? And similarly, copying the entire text file into from one to another, and this is line count, right guys? So this is in terms of line count in a file. Right? And similarly, whereas this one for the this one is where you are going to count the number of lines, where you are going to do the count the number of lines, count the lines, words, and number of characters, everything. You are counting the lines, words, characters within the text file. So this is the one, and followed by, so next one is a combination of read and write, which is called as write mode. Writing W plus, right? So this is the today's class. If you are having any question, you can ask. If no questions, you can leave. Sorry. Guys, if you are having any questions, you can ask. What are the questions you are having? These are the concepts which you have discussed, which are in the bold letters. Those can be considered as, sir, I have doubt about evening batch because my brother joined. 1 minute. Yeah, other students, if no questions, you can leave. Yeah, Vaishnavi, what about the placement distance? I told you now how the placement distance programs will work. Means once you complete the resume and everything, just we are going to share you the links wherever the job opportunities are there. We are going to share the links and you can apply for that companies. Okay. The moment tomorrow we complete the course, you immediately will get the links and you can start applying. Okay. Now, where you can get the links means directly in the Power BI workshop data set. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'm going to upload now itself. workshop details. What are the workshop we have done? I'm going to add this one here. The folder name is called as workshop, and I'm going to upload the details now itself. The data set along with the file name. This is the data set. Yeah, I have uploaded the data set along with that Power BI file. Already you are having the data analytics project PPT with you. Course content already available. WhatsApp community, you don't need to join for 7:30 p.m. batch. So I only data set I think you required, and dashboard. I'm going to share you the dashboard also, the picture of the dashboard, so that you can create the similar kind of dashboard. I have added even the dashboard also. Right? Yeah. Coming to the competition, this data analytics competition, we are going to have this week. Tomorrow I'll discuss with you detailedly about the competition also. Okay. Tomorrow I'll discuss. Now next, Vibo. Sir, when does the actual classes starts? Could you please tell batch of evening? Yeah, it was started yesterday. Yesterday we have started the Python. Yeah, Revant. At the end, after the today's, I told you now, Microsoft certification questions along with the resume, I'm going to upload. Sample resumes are already uploaded, right? Just by 1 o'clock you can receive. At the starting itself, I have told you that. Revant. Right? And already yesterday's notes and today's Python notes already uploaded in your core Python folder, and you can check that one and you can practice. Vibo. Yesterday only the class was started Python in the new batch. In the evening's new batch, yesterday it was started. Thank you guys. Thank you, Vibo, for recommending your brother also to my course. Others, you can leave. If no questions, you can leave. If you are having any questions, you can ask. Yeah, if no questions, you can leave. Done, guys.